All right, hold on.
All right, Code Extreme, day 3. All right, Paula. So you're up
Very
until about early,
extreme.
late. Yeah, you're like, this is like 2 o'clock in the morning. You're up with Kevin. You're doing acceptance criteria. Um, Goat Sass refreshes, and then
Yes.
what happened from there?
And then we lost the version of the project that we were working on GoSAS. So there's a version 1 and a version 2, which is what you cloned
Yeah.
as an insurance, just in case. But the version that we were working on just clipped. We didn't see it, and our hearts and our jaws dropped. I can't explain how. I just can't explain it. I was in tears.
Oh, I'm
It was
so sorry.
extreme. I was stressed. And Kevin's like, oh no, let's just hope tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, maybe there's a way. So I wrote that message on for our team. Um, of course, with the emoji with the tears coming down.
And that was
Please
real. And
help
I'm here
us.
laughing at you. I'm so sorry, Paula. I'm so sorry. I was cracking up on the call.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
Oh
like,
my
wow, you
goodness,
can't get
yeah.
any more extreme than that. You delete
Any
half
more
the
extreme than
project that
that?
you're. So what about what time was this?
This was about 5:05, 5:07 when this happened.
So why would it refresh at 5? I didn't do a
Yes,
deploy
yes.
at that time. I know I did
Yes,
a
so
late night deployment
okay,
at this around 2.
right.
Oh
And
wow.
we're in the same time zone.
We're in the same time
We're
zone.
on the same time zone,
Um,
right? So
so
yes, it
here's
was
the thing.
a cascade of emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, for both of us,
So
right?
if it's a 5 o'clock, all right, we'll figure it out.
Okay,
We'll figure
all
it out.
right. The
Must
good
be
thing
a
is that
release or something.
I
Yeah, well,
did, yeah,
five
I
o'clock.
even didn't even put my phone, it wasn't charged or anything. And I just noticed it right now when I came on the, like, okay, it's
Yeah, I'm
back
like,
on. I see it.
Paula is weeping in a corner somewhere.
We, yes,
Yeah. So five something would have been
triumph.
five something Pacific. It wasn't five something Eastern.
Oh, yes, it was 5 Eastern
It
here
was
on
Eastern.
my computer clock. Yes,
Huh. Okay. Okay. That is
yes,
just extremely weird.
yes. I'm
So
like, oh,
here's
yes, this
what.
is very extreme.
So we had. So then I thought, okay, no one else is working on this. So I'm going to go to the database and restore from our latest snapshot, which was 1 something AM. Now, I don't know what time zone MongoDB is in. So it could be closer to the 5. I had a time, a snapshot at 5 something AM, no, 2 something AM Eastern. So I don't know MongoDB's time zone, but I think, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's back. But I want to compare the two versions
Okay,
for you to tell me which one of these is yours, right?
okay.
So how far down did you get with the acceptance criteria?
So we got to through 18. I think Kevin was working on 19 and I was working on 21.
Okay, so who was the last person to do work
I think we were both working simultaneously.
simultaneously? All right,
Yes. So we were
let's check out
online.
19 and 21. So I see
All
stuff
right.
for 19 on the left. All right, so let's try this one. So this is empty.
Okay, that's
So,
empty.
so this wasn't finished
What are
in
the top?
19.
Nope,
And let's see if this
no.
one, neither was this one.
Oh, it didn't save.
So it
Okay.
didn't do 19. So let's
I have
see.
it crossed off. What about
So
18?
21 on both sides.
Yeah, no, we didn't get to
21.
21.
All right, so let's say 18.
Let's look at 18.
Yep, we got 18.
Okay.
We got
We got
18.
18. Okay.
Yeah, so it seems like, so it's
18. All right.
18 the one that you were all done, and now you're doing 19 and 21.
Correct. Yes.
Sweet, 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 sweet,
Yes, yes,
sweet.
yes.
All right,
Yes.
so we can official. So when I restored, I forgot that Philip was working on another project. So poor Philip lost. In restoring for this, I broke protocol. So I slapped myself on the wrist. I made the you know, you should never make these assumptions. No one else is using the platform at this hour in the morning. And so I did the restore, and Philip lost some acceptance criteria
Oh
for
no,
using
I feel
that.
you, Philip. I feel you.
Yeah. Well,
Is Philip here with us?
you lost almost a whole day's worth. He just lost about three or four. Um,
Oh, oh
so
yeah.
I think we can declare the disaster done, and so we just go from here. So you just have to redo 19 onwards,
Yes. We
right?
do have a question on 15, and we're using the little bubble there to
Oh,
ask a few
sure.
questions. Yeah,
Oh, how's this done with Zillow?
yeah. How do we know to prove ownership? We want to know if that is incorporating the personal identification process.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I sent a message on Slack yesterday. So how we're gonna prove ownership? So remember we went with the concept of everyone's a user, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so to prove ownership, you simply upload documentation for that property that you're proving ownership for, excuse me, or upload documentation for the property that you're proving tenancy for. And in the database, we're storing that as, so there's this whole concept of property validation documents. So it's the user, the property, and the document. And that goes with the person's profile. Yeah. So you have
Okay.
identity validation documents and you have property validation documents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So identity validation documents, those are the regular ones, the what you call it, the passport, driver's license, state ID, or utility bill.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, and two of those, any two of those. And then the property validation document is, to validate that you're connected with that property.
Got it.
So
All right.
here, um, where are we? What was it again? 15. So when I added these, so claimed, so the process would be something like, um, so user claiming the property from the listing, right? So they have to be logged in, right? So given that I am logged in as, I guess, a user now, right? Um, and I am on properties route, properties, or property detail, right? So properties, we'll just use our short form. Um, so given that you're all of those places, and I click on the claim, I know how the designers are going to do this. It's probably going to be an icon.
Okay. And then once we have the designs, we'll just tweak these as we go.
Yeah, if
Okay.
necessary, yeah. Oh, do you mind just pinging everybody else as well while we're doing
Yes.
this live? Um, I click on the claim icon. What are we asking? We're asking that so when I upload the or my property, what we call them, property validation documents, um, and I click the submit or claim button. I know what designers will do. Submit button. Then then I expect that the admin will receive an email stating my claim and expect that the admin email will have a link to the property. question. And yeah, so I'm gonna stop there, and then I can just do so user claims a property. I'll just stop right there. And then with a and I expect that once the claim is approved, that I will receive a notification via email. Oh. And I expect that the property will show up on my properties. Now we'll repeat this exact same thing for denied, but the last piece will be different,
Okay.
right? So I'll save that, and then I'll just rename this. Now do this part. Admin accepts property claim, right? So so it can be given. So we can start from the email. Given that I receive a property email, and I click on the link, click on the property link, and I log in as an admin. I feel like I'm doing this wrong, but let's keep going. And I am redirected to the property details screen when I click approve the approve button. Then I expect, and then the opposite part of, or the part what the landlord expect. Then I expect that the user will be assigned as the new landlord, right? And I expect that the user will receive a notification via email.
User, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what else? And I expect so notification via email, and I expect that the properties landlord reviews will now be that of the user's reviews.
And once approved, do they send an email to? Okay.
So, all right, so let's start from the top, and you can do the opposite. So user claims a property and was accepted. So given that I'm logged in as a user and twice. And I'm on properties, so either on the list or on the details, right? And I guess we should say our map, you know. You can do that there too.
Okay.
I don't know what this is. Okay. And I click on the claim icon. When I upload my property validation documents and I click the submit button, then I expect that admin receive an email stating my claim. And I expect that once the claim is approved, that I will receive a notification via email. And I expect that the property will show up on my properties list. Perfect. List with the reviews of my tenants for that property, right? Because we said that reviews follow you, right? And so here, the landlord part, the admin part, given that I receive a property claim email and I click on the property link and I log in as an admin and I'm directed to the property details screen, when I click the approve button, then I expect that the user will be assigned as a new landlord, and I expect that the user will receive a notification via email and other thing. And I expect that the property's landlord reviews will now be that of the user's reviews by their tenants. Yeah. So now we just do the opposite with reject. The only addition for reject with the admin or denying a claim is that you have to put a reason for the denial. And that's it. Cool. Paula, that's good.
Yes, it is, Kino. Thank you.
Okay.
So 16, property listing, property.
Yeah, so team, I
different.
went through that in detail so that you could just see the acceptance criteria in, what we think about when we're doing the acceptance criteria. So design team, you already know this, but as you do your design, and Philip, QA, as you've done your design, and you're reviewing your requirements against the design, you're also reviewing the acceptance criteria against the design. So that this is your guidepost, right? And we'll try as much as possible to add some notes to, I just did a went back, to add some notes to screen as well. Yeah, I'll add notes here as much as possible. Okay.
I noticed here, Kino, that last night, both Kevin and I noticed that number 16, no, 17 and 18 were a copy of number 16, and now they're different.
I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Right.
I just wonder if
So we have 16.
the time zones, we were literally on the same time zones, and our production release was done,
And we're like, oh, okay, so we don't have to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're different.
So I see they're different. Yes, I see. I noticed that. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
they're different.
They're
When we
different.
were going through it last night, we're like, oh, these are copies. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll remove that note on number 18. I don't know if you see the note on number 18. My bubble.
18.
Oh, it didn't take. Huh.
Yeah. So Mary,
Okay.
Dami, if you're on the call. Yeah. Hey, Mary. Yeah, this I don't think I flagged this. This was something I saw just as a bug, and someone else mentioned this. Someone else that was using a a client user, that when they added a comment, that the comment got assigned to a different feature. And so, yeah, I bet you your comment is still there. You said it was a bubble, it was a comment, Paula?
Yes. So number 17 and 18 at the time were copies of exact copies of number 16.
Oh, are
So
you
we
seeing the
wrote,
comment
no,
now?
I
Okay.
don't see it.
Yeah, sorry, continue.
And I wrote comments on 18 and 19. No, sorry, on 17 and 18 stating that 17 and 18 were copies of number 16. But I don't see that saved either.
Could you do me a favor? Could you just leave a comment on 17?
Sure.
Just any comment. I'll also just refresh. Are you done, Paula? The comment?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Do you see it? Oh, you have to refresh.
Yeah, no, I didn't have to, but I just refresh
Okay.
just in case I'm missing something. Apple mouse. So easy to go back. And so this was 17, yes?
That was 17 and 18.
Yeah, so it's there. Huh, interesting. So I guess this could be, oh, I'm not seeing it on 18. You did 17 and 18, you said.
Yes, well, in the morning,
No,
like
I mean
around
just
4 or
now.
5 o'clock. Oh, just now I just did 17.
Okay, all right. So we'll call it all of that part of the event.
Okay. All that part of
Yeah,
the event. Okay.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, coming from Paula, here it is.
okay.
No, wait. 18, no. 17. No, only on 17, it's not on 18. So just the one that you just did, we're seeing the comment. Okay,
Yes. As you don't.
okay. So I guess it's
Um,
safe to say we're 90 something percent complete with acceptance criteria, yes?
yes, I would say. What do you think, Kevin?
That's right. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. Kevin, did I miss anything in regards to the unclaimed property scenario? I think it was number 15. I want to be able to claim my property. Um, maybe we didn't see that. Okay, but what you clarified here, that's going to help us.
Uh-huh.
And I think also once we get an idea in terms of how the designers are going to work that, like we
Mhm,
didn't see anything on we went by what they have so far on
mhm.
property, and we just saw the like a field box, a text field box that has if you are property owner or landlord or not.
Mhm.
So I guess we still have we went by that. So that was our question in terms of 15. How do we approach that?
Okay.
All right. Let's
Alright.
see. Any other questions? Oh yes, Kevin and I spoke about will the app have some type of text boxes that will that ask from what time frame to what time frame someone rented or owned that specific property, or was landlord at that specific place, or was a tenant at that specific place.
That's a good question. So let's look at it from a landlord perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So does it
right.
matter? So if a landlord is no longer owner of the property, should they be allowed to review a tenant? Right? So that's one question. The other question, which is I think an obvious yes, if a tenant is no longer a tenant at the property, should they be allowed to review? And so the answer is yes. You just moved out, you want to review. The landlord, I think the answer is yes.
Okay.
I think we could double check with Frosty, but
I
that would
think,
now
okay.
lead to, then it would necessitate that we know when did you start and when did you end, right? So no, we don't have that captured anywhere.
Right. So I'm thinking, how would a landlord and tenant provide that information? You want to know between what, like a point in time, a fixed point in time,
Yeah,
where,
yeah,
okay, we need 3 references.
yeah,
Tentatively, that's what they'll ask. Landlord name, address, where you lived at that point,
yeah.
and from what time frame to what time frame. So from December through from January to December, I lived on property X. My landlord was Joe. Joe. The next one. So it gives us some type of point of reference, or it gives the
Yeah,
landlord and the tenant a point of reference.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Another thing,
Um,
are we attaching a landlord to a property? Because
yes,
those properties change landlords. But
yes.
are we attaching the landlords to the property? So, okay, so this landlord was an
So
owner
where
of
we
this
have,
property from such date to such date.
yeah,
Does
so
that
we have
violate
the,
Mhm. Is that a
the-
privacy concern?
no, because that's public information, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we talked yesterday, if a landlord goes from one property to another one, or owns multiple properties, they could be nice at one property because it's their high-end tenants and really
Mhm.
horrible to their lower paying tenants. Yeah, so you
Mhm.
want to capture that information.
Capture that information. And
Yeah.
Kevin, you had mentioned something good. You mentioned last night or this morning something about timestamp. Do
Oh, I
you want
mean,
to elaborate more about that?
I guess what got us curious about the timestamps was that it gave us the potential to make trends on this data. So we're getting a lot of information, but without a way to like you said, like we could differentiate it by different properties, where one property has higher quality service. But yeah, without time, it's that'd be an interesting way to look
Yeah.
at how the data changes.
Yeah.
And also, property and time periods could be a proxy for ownership. So if we don't know who owns something at a certain area, knowing just that there was a certain owner for a certain time period, I guess the assumption being that there can only be one owner at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. All right. How about we do this? So if we have another data model, let's call that last addresses. So follow me on this one. So a last address. So this will be able to track the start and end, right? So we can do a short date. So start date. So this can be ownership or tenancy,
Mhm.
right? Um, and end date.
Right. Mhm. From and to, or you would just say end date. Okay.
Yeah,
Tenancy,
yeah,
okay.
I like that. Um, um, yep. So from and to, um, and then we could either put the address or we could put an actual reference. They can do a lookup, right? Enter the address and hey, it's in our system, or it gets created.
Okay.
So we could do that. Make that a reference. Um,
What about and I'll wait until you're done there.
yeah. So now, oh, um, so now we have from to, these are the last addresses. Um, so let's move this up here. Um, and then now here, we can treat a track of your last addresses. It's now a reference reference to that. Actually, it doesn't have to be a reference, it could be a subschema. A reference to that. Okay, so now a person's profile can track their last addresses. Yeah. You have the from, the to, and the property.
Okay.
And if that, so um, so we need two last addresses, right? One is last tenancy addresses, and one is last landlord and ownership addresses, or last addresses owned, last addresses lived at, something like that.
Yes.
Refresh. Let's move in. I don't know if I just have a lot of windows open. Okay. Take a note, Mary. You're probably seeing some of the same things I'm seeing. Mary?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so now we have properties lived at and properties owned. I don't think the property validation documents is needed here anymore. The property validation documents should now be connected with the last addresses, right? Because this was pointing to a property. This is also pointing to a property, but you're putting this on your list. I think I'm leaving it to the backend developers. We can change this. It won't change, modify much on a design perspective. Do we add the property validation documents to the profile, or do we assign it to the last addresses? I'm feeling like we should assign it to last addresses. You disagree? And then it's not needed here. And then this is not needed. Actually, no, this is not needed anymore if it's just a document. So really, this is just a list of documents. Validation documents. All right, so and then I will just move that. Okay. So that seems a bit cleaner. So we have last addresses lived at. We have from, to, and validation documents. And then we have properties owned from, to, and validation documents. and they're all just a list here.
Okay.
So structurally, we captured everything you and Kevin just mentioned. Design-wise, we haven't changed anything. You still need to have validation documents for a property that you're claiming is yours. And so if you're claiming a property, right, then, and that claim is approved, then obviously, we're going to have to know when you live that, it'll be from, I guess that's the required field. And 2 is not required because you could still be living there. Right? And this is not required yet until you upload the documents, which that's a manual conversation with admin for now. And that's it. Any questions on this? Paula, Kevin, backend folk, designers.
I think it's good. What do you think, Kevin? Did we miss anything? Is there anything else that I think this is what we talked about?
Yeah, for the most part, I think it was just design questions overall that could be better than looked at.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that does the captions. Thanks, Kino.
All right, you're welcome. Yeah, that was a really good question. That really made clarified stuff. That really did. Okay, I'm gonna make this. Now we have advanced mode. All right. All right, so within a few, will it be 100% done with acceptance criteria? But we're almost there. Okay, Quinette, I follow you. Yeah, so when I'm finished here, I will upload all the videos for today. I have not uploaded the videos as yet, so I'll do that as soon as this is done, Quinette. So who's next in terms of updates? So acceptance criteria, that's almost done. Scoping, that's almost done. Oh, who said they'll go? You can go next.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Latte. Go ahead.
Yes, so for the, what's it called now? Sorry. For the designs, we are pretty much almost done with it, with them. But we had a meeting with the front end team today. We've shared the link with them. So they've seen the design, they asked some questions which we've answered. So, but they said if they have any other questions, they will let us know, but at least they can start with something, basically. We've just explained how the admin side is dashboard and the other side is just a plain site. It's not a dashboard. So yeah, I think they are good to go.
Nice. So you said almost done. So that.
Yeah. So I said almost done because we're already moving into, what's it called? The designs are not finished. We, instead of wireframing, we did wireframes, but we kind of did like the main design. So we're just going to finish up on this so that this, so we can just finish up. Yeah. And then also, I think there was also a question not question, but I think there was just maybe one or two things. But by tomorrow, we should be done with the, what's this? Sorry, the wireframe and screen layout. We should be done totally with that by tomorrow.
Yeah, but you're done enough that the front end folk, you've already been talking with them.
Yes, so, yes.
Okay.
They can start like create a master layout. What's it called? They have some of this. They have some of our styles already. Yeah. So I mean, pending like design. So I think by tomorrow we could have like maybe a run through, like a design review, and then you could see if everything were done, and then they can
Yeah.
just, but I think they have stuff to start.
Yeah. And so I'll see if Frosty is available tomorrow,
Okay,
so we can have him. I'll try and meet with him tonight.
okay.
Actually, no, I won't try and meet with him tonight. We'll see. We'll see. Who wins? Me too and Frosty are asleep. But I'll try and get him on the call tomorrow.
All right.
And so we can do the review with him. So yes, it looks like at least by the end of our collective 24 hours, that the top 3, maybe the top 4 may be done.
Yes.
And then by tomorrow when we meet, the next 2 will be done. So we'll be almost caught up. So when I press the button here, goodness, thank you for merging that PR. So once I press the button, this will pretty much begin, because code will be there. And so just now you can start adding in your stuff, front end folks and back end folks. Feels like we're behind, but it feels like we're on track at the same time. And given that this is our first time doing this, I feel like we're doing pretty good. Pretty good. All right. So we talked about acceptance criteria. We talked about scoping requirements. We talked about wireframe and the epics. We talked about what I'm doing here. I'm just merging the template to update GoldSAS to do that push. I just need to confirm some things with Sotunde, I believe. And yeah, I think we'll close the day pretty solid for tomorrow. So we're crossing the halfway mark. Today's the hump, right? Back end folk, you're not going to have a lot of time, but my hope is that the acceptance criteria will be so clear, because you have everything, right, all sorted out. We've had lots of rounds of conversation. The design will be done. Code will be generated. So a lot of the work, back end work will be done. So now you're just, front end developer just wiring up stuff, and back end folks are just putting in the special sauce for this platform, and we'll be looking good. I did a preliminary test yesterday, by the way, and I could almost create I just didn't remember the required fields, but I could create a property. So I actually did a code gen yesterday with what we had. And so we're looking good. We could create a property, manually create a property, which is significant, and of course we could do a lot of the account management stuff as well. All right. I hope we're all still feeling extreme. Any questions before we go?
Yeah, Daisy reached out to me.
Say again, Jerry?
Okay, yeah, good day. Daisy reached out to me concerning let me read out the message. She said you said she should talk to me to design how to incorporate the video
Yes.
links for each.
Yes.
I
Yes.
do not understand. I told I would ask you during stand-up live.
Oh yeah, go for it. So, pretty much her and I had a long conversation. And so, yeah, you can take her lead. She can run point on making that happen. So it pulls me out to the middle. So, you'll design, she'll implement. I already told her my vision. I mean, really, we have all these videos, yeah, for each day. And so I just want to be able to, in a very cool TMG sort of way, show those videos for each day. So whether you have a scrolling marquee or something on the side, or, I don't know how you do it. Just, I know you and Ugo make it cool.
Okay, so if I get you, you want the videos to be accessible on the website.
Yes. Yeah. So they're going to be
Okay, so
either YouTube links. They're probably going to be YouTube links.
okay.
So either the links, or, with YouTube, you can actually show the first tile, the cover page for the videos or something like that. Yeah. So they're going to be blocks with the actual video and maybe the title of the video in the video itself, or maybe we can put the title under the video. And the video folder that I've shared with you, those will probably be the titles of the video. So the file names already have the titles.
Okay. All right. Yeah, TJ reached out to me as well. She talked about, let me get the message. She said she doesn't know if if we've had a conversation about our startup week banner. And I'm wondering, is
That's
it
up with
different
who?
from startup week banner?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So I'm wondering, is it different from the one that has
it
been
is
created
different.
already?
It is an Eventbrite banner. It looks, it is much to be desired. Let me find. Uh, let me see. Let me find. Find an event. There we go. Monday. Kick off. Hold your breath. All right, so that is what it looks like. Yeah. So it's an Eventbrite. So that's doesn't look good. Yeah. So can you design something that matches the Eventbrite specs? Yeah. Let me see some companies that do it really well. So Tech Collective is a organization of which I'm a board member, and they do a really good job. If I can find their banner. Tech Collective. Oh, come on. I'm sorry, my machine is moving really slow. All right. I'm just looking for one of their events. This is not it, but this looks like a good one. Nope, that's not a good one. Well, kind of. Their stuff went off, but at least it's in the beginning, in the middle. Let's see if I find something from RightHub. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of information, but it fits in the banner. Yeah, and I think the way Eventbrite does it, they take the banner and blur put it as a blur on the outside. I think that's a waste of space, but that's how they do their things. But yeah, this is the space we have to work with. They left some space out, but yeah, we just need something to fit in here with the word. So you can go with our current theme, Code Extreme, the Mullings Group, RI Startup Week. You can use the actual Startup Week. Oh, this is a Startup Week event. Yeah, Startup Week 2021. Yeah, actually, this is an event right here. Yeah. So we don't have to put address and all that. Just, the way we're doing all the stuff that we're doing now, this is cool, that's cool, that's cool. And then put the RightHub Startup Week logo as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna put this logo in there as well, Startup Week. Yeah. And then the words of the event, obviously. So there's two of them. There's one that's the kickoff, right? And there's one that's the reveal. So this is the kickoff, and the reveal looks just like this. So and it's Monday. So if you can get it out like tomorrow, so we can have them put this up right away. So the kickoff is on Monday and the reveal is on Friday. So the kickoff is our day 4, 5, 6 So our day 6 is the kickoff, really. And even though we're done on the Tuesday, we're not revealing until the Friday.
Okay, I just need to ask, is there a way I can get the dimensions of this?
Just create an Eventbrite account.
Okay, I
And
do have
create an
one.
event.
Let me check.
Yeah, just create an account. It's free. So you can use
Or
your,
you could Google it.
oh, there you go.
Okay, let me Google it immediately.
There you go. Eventbrite tells you.
Okay, I'm seeing it there.
You got it?
Yes, I've gotten it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, folks? Going once, going twice. All right, I'll stop the recording. Code Extreme.